I'm Immaculate Uzumaka Wajagu. I am the founder and managing principal of Food Mestro. Of course, Food Mestro is a food business that focuses on rendering consulting services on food product development, food services management, food safety consultancy, potable water treatment, and nutrition education. And we are also the producers of cozy foods. More like when you think about cozy food, you think of your comfort in nutrition. So I'm all about giving people sustainable access to nutritious and healthy foods. Okay, let me now just go down to telling stories of my life event or life experience as a child, where I lost a brother to the pandemic, or rather to the problem of foodborne illness, diarrhea, so to say. But then I was able to study my BSc in Food Science and Technology. That actually gave me insights about the processes that food had to undergo. And after my BSc, I went ahead to study in nutrition, an MSc in nutrition at Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, Kaduna State, Nigeria. And I think research actually opened my mind more and allowed me to identify a problem, which is the problem of food insecurity. So now I was not just able to identify this problem, I was also able to identify the cause of the problem. So for you to solve a particular problem, you have to solve the cause of the problem. So identifying this problem of food, the cause of the problem of food insecurity, which is food safety, the food safety hazards, foodborne illnesses, and the gap that exists in there, especially in our society in Nigeria. So I was able to, after graduation, of course, no job. So because of the problem that we encounter in Nigeria, which is unemployment, is a big problem, I was able to navigate how I could use my passion and my discipline, which is food science, to be able to solve problems. Which is actually the problem of food insecurity. So I first started Food Mestro as a consulting firm, where I consult, like I've already mentioned earlier, where I consult for food product development, food safety consultancy, and food services management, potable water treatment, and as well as nutrition education. I also give people trainings on all the mentioned activities that we carry on in the consulting firm. But that wasn't enough for us because having to run a service-oriented business is one thing very difficult for startups. So I felt like, okay, it would be best to introduce a product. It would be best to introduce a product which is something people can feel and touch. That was how I was able to come about the cozy food products. So now I am able to, the products are something which every individual can consume because we are after giving people access to safe and nutritious food. I think one problem we have here, or one major challenge we face here, especially in our country, Nigeria, is in certain businesses is actually lack of funds. And mine is not an exception. So starting this business was really difficult, like it was really challenging for me because I do not have the fund. But nevertheless, I was able to gather my savings from NYSC and other little distant businesses that I've done. I was able to gather my savings and get the business registered with the necessary bodies, and you can't believe it when I tell you that I started the processing line with just 10,000 naira. At first, it was just producing a container because I started with one product, which is actually the cozy pap flour. I started first with just producing a container of the cozy pap flour, and today I can boast of producing 50 containers in one batch. Yeah, so it's majorly the fund that is the major the major challenge that we face in this country as a startup, and that was actually my major challenge as well: funding, having access to fund. Yeah, aside funding as a challenge, there are other challenges that I face as well. But the reason why I kind of lay emphasis on the fund, because I think the funding, if I have the fund available, is something that other of the challenges could be taken care of. Talking about the human resources, more like manpower, because yeah, of course, you've heard the activities that happen in Food Metro. These are not things only I as a person could do. I need extra hands, and for I to be able to get access to those extra hands, I need money to be able to pay them. So yeah, human resource is also one of the challenge. Being able to lay hands on experts, the people that specializes in food processing and other things we do. And another of the challenges, if I am to say, is actually procurement of the raw material and also the equipment for processing. Of course, because of the quantity coming to my products, because of the quantity I am processing and producing at this time, I won't be able to travel far north. I won't be able to travel far north to get access to cheaper raw materials. So I will have to make do with what I can find, the farmers I could find here in the down the south. So yeah, raw material procurement is one thing, and equipment procurement too is another thing. Um, I'm an advocate of locally fabricated machines, equipment, and being able to procure them here in Nigeria is one big, it's quite expensive to do that. So, in summary, I would say that the fund is actually the major issue, because once I have the fund, I know I could be able to do all these other things. Well, I'm talking about benefits to have started a business and be a business owner. It can never be overemphasized. Like I told you, I started the business out of necessity, having no job even with a master's degree. So, but starting this business now, it has helped me in many ways. I won't forget to talk about the benefits of being able to cater my own needs from this business. I've been able to cater my own needs at least, and also the needs of some persons that are close to me. And there is this satisfaction that comes when you also do something out of passion. So seeing other people being happy, like preferring solutions to the problems of people when it comes to food security, is also something is beneficial also to me. So making sure I'm giving people easily access to nutritious and healthy foods is also one of the benefits I can also talk about. So these two are actually the major benefits I could say that starting this business, starting Food Metro has provided for me. Um, there is this thing I used to tell people when I have the opportunity to speak. Before you start a business, I will advise you, first of all, you identify a problem. Your ability to identify a problem and the cause of the problem helps you even when it's so challenging and even when it's so difficult not to fall out and be discouraged. So if you are there and you are aiming at starting a food business, something similar to what I do, I will first of all ask you to identify a problem and also the cause of the problem. Then you'll be able to think, okay, which is actually the best way I could be able to solve this problem. If it's by product, if it's by processing, if it's by service rendering or whatsoever. So the first thing, my advice for you that want to start a food business is to identify the problem, and then you can now kickstart. You may not necessarily have the fund for starting, but once you start, you can just start. It's good to start quite little. Don't be discouraged because you don't really have the fund to be able to start. So you can actually start with little, but make sure you are in line with solving the problem you already identified. So another challenge I am kind of facing is market penetration, being able to penetrate the market. Of course, Nigeria is a very big market for people who are into food and food related business, but it's quite difficult, especially for the service aspect of my business. You understand? It's really difficult to be able to convince people and able to build a clientele based on that. Yeah, market penetration is one challenge, and people wanting to beat down your prices just because things are difficult anyway. But you still have to make your own profit. Market penetration is one other challenge that I face in this business. So my parting word is do not be discouraged by what you are doing or what you want to do. If you have your dream, make sure you outline your goals and follow them. Build yourself, as in have yourself developed. Undergo any development, or maybe any, be it courses, certifications, trainings that could help you develop yourself personally, and start whatsoever your dream is. No matter what it takes, it's only time, but you got to be patient. You will get to where you ought to be. But make sure you eat healthy. Make sure you stay healthy with your diet, and make sure you always source for healthy and nutritious foods. Thank you. So apparently in Cozy Food, we have 5 products. We have the Cozy Pap Flour, well processed under taking aseptic measures. You have your pap in the powder form, in the dry form for you. At least your pap will have an extended shelf life, and you don't have to get yourself worried about some contaminations, some microbial contaminations, and it has the best storage and preservation that you can ever think about. So we have a Cozy Pap Flour. So aside that, we also have Cozy soybean powder. Now they are in two forms. We have the sweetened. This is for people community that could consume sugar, that not have no barrier in consuming sugar consumption. So this is the sweetened Cozy soybean powder, and we have the unsweetened Cozy soybean powder, which is for communities like people who suffer from diabetes and hyperglycemia, that have some limitations when it comes to sugar consumption. Then we also have the beans flour. Now your akara and your moi moi can easily be made instantly in the comfort of your home. We have the Cozy beans flour, and also we have Cozy pap Cozy flour. So those are the 5 products we have in Cozy Foods.
Just to know more at www.thepassionist.com. The Passionist, impacting generations and taking you deep.